There's a major flaw in America, and it's just the way we do business in general. I know we're kind of jumping into the topic on this video, but after the recent things that happened this past week, I don't really see the need for a long intro, so I'll just get right into it. So I've been dealing with this issue for about a week now with no solution at hand, but it originally started on Mother's Day. After having a great Mother's Day, spending it with family, hanging out, as we were wrapping the day up downstairs, talking and watching some TV, somebody randomly shot our AC unit in the backyard of our house. As you can imagine, this was all pretty scary, but at the moment that it happened, we didn't know that it was a gunshot that did this. Thankfully, everybody in the home is okay, and I'm here to tell the story. So we're blessed and we're lucky that all we lost was machinery and nothing else. But like I said, we didn't know Sunday night that a bullet is what caused all this noise, and we wouldn't find out till about Tuesday. We had our handyman come out and check, and he told us immediately something went into your AC unit. It definitely didn't come out of it, because I thought maybe it was a catastrophic failure, too much pressure, but he showed me the trail of the bullet, where it came through the fence and where it entered into the AC unit, and he even took off the AC unit where we found the bullet still sitting inside. He told us right away, hey, this is not covered by warranty, so you're probably gonna have to call home insurance and go through a claim process. And this is where, looking back at it now, I realized how seriously I didn't take the situation. I was more worried about going through insurance and the hassle that was going to come from that than the fact that we were shot at. And I feel like that says a lot about either my priorities or how annoying and terrible of an experience dealing with insurance is. And I really think it's the latter one. Insurance, no matter what type of insurance it is, whether it be health, car, home, whatever else, bike insurance, it's always such a terrible experience when you have to use it, which makes paying into it so much more annoying. I have to pay for the rest of my life for some form of insurance just to know whenever I actually need it that they're gonna stiff me at every chance they can. But I try not to have that prejudgment in this whole situation. I was just thankful to be alive, and when we started the claim process, it was actually going pretty smooth. We had the handyman and the police report done Tuesday. We had the adjuster come out Wednesday, and by the end of Wednesday, we had the inspector come out and do his report too. When the adjuster came over around 2 o'clock on Wednesday, I already kind of saw some red flags. The person that they gave us was just way too friendly. She came into the house petting the dog, making jokes, being really personable. And when I see this, I kind of realize that they do this to get your guard down, to make you trust them a little bit. But as someone who's worked in corporate America, I kind of can realize the fake act before it even starts. But still, she was very nice, and when she was doing her inspection and taking the photos, she said, yeah, this looks like a pretty shut and clear case. We're gonna have to replace it. And she said, hey, once a technician confirms that on his inspection, then I'll call you back soon and we'll have the process done and, give you your money to replace it. The technician comes out about 4 o'clock that day, so really fast turnaround time so far in the process. He comes, goes to the backyard, takes his pictures, sees the whole situation, does his checks, and says the same thing, like, hey, this is pretty cut and clear. You can't really fix the AC unit because it went through the coil and hit the Freon pipe, which, oh yeah, when it exploded that Sunday night, it let out so much Freon in the backyard, it looked like somebody was hotboxing. But this was all good news. The guy did look a little bit sketch. You can tell that he's been doing this work for a while. He had a nasty gash in between his eyes, and it looked like a Harry Potter scar from probably doing this line of work. He definitely had some form of COPD because he was taking deep breaths every time in between sentences, and he's definitely seen a thing or two. Bro looked like he was battle hardened. But we were hearing good things. The adjuster said replacement, the technician said replacement, everybody was saying replacement, and 2 days later we got a call from the adjuster because the technician sent over his assessment. And by the tone of her voice on the way she answered the call, I already knew the games were beginning. Like I said, this has been 1 week with no AC so far, and the reason for that is because when they called Friday, she said that they were going to repair the machine. This made no sense because both of you said verbally that this was going to be a replacement. And the reason this matters is because with this game of semantics, they saved themselves about $3,000 and put my family in a situation where we have to come out of pocket for something that we had no part in. Just a terrible case of bad luck and a scary situation, I would say. So when I heard replacement, I knew I was going to have to stand up for myself and put a little pushback. But the adjuster is probably used to this runaround game of insurance and people trying to get what they're they're owed. And I can't prove it, but it felt really deliberate that she called me 4:30 p.m. Friday with this BS news instead of when she actually got the report at 2 p.m. that day. But after she said replacement, she immediately said, yeah, so this is the company we want to go with, and tried to just move the situation along without really having any discussion. But I had to literally go in and interrupt her on her little monologue and asked, hey, can I see the report or the assessment that your technician did? And this is where the gaslighting begins. The technician told us that he would send the report to the adjuster, and the adjuster would reach out to us and have to send it to us. He cannot send it to us. But on the phone, the adjuster says, oh, you didn't get the report from the technician? I try not to make a big deal of it. I asked for the report and she says, yeah, I'll email it to you and I'll call you back. Another red flag, because why can you not just email it to me while you're on the phone? I'm not trying to sound like a bad customer, so I'm not trying to give the most pushback. I'm still trying to be very cordial, but we get off the phone 4:35. She does not forward this email till 4:55, 5 minutes before the workday ends. I kind of thought she would do something like this, so I just sat at the email refreshing and refreshing. And once I get it at 4:55, before I even open the email, I call her back because I kind of know what's going on here. And to no surprise, her phone was off. It was done. Workday was over 5 minutes early. And I get it. I'm not a prick. I know it's Friday. You want to get out of there, but you kind of got to see the situation that we're in too. We live in Georgia in the South with no AC as it's getting hotter as we near summer. So I know you want to get out there a little bit early, but could you maybe take our situation seriously? I make this joke to my sister, but I tell her a lot of the time, like, people who work in insurance companies are not really people. Like, they are people, they have blood in their veins, but when they're on the clock, they're soldiers for the company. And I get it, people have to pay their bills, life goes on, but it's just such an annoying process. And knowing that most of the American systems that we know today run on this basic theory where they want to extract the most, get you to pay in the longest, but give out the least amount of benefits, or, you know, take the least amount of responsibility when it's due. It's easy to understand why a lot of Americans don't trust the system that they're having to operate in. It's bad enough that you have to go through the unexpected, you know, that's why you keep insurance. But knowing that you can have the unexpected happen to you completely out of your control, putting you in a terrible position, and the people who are supposed to have your back are actually just trying to do the bare minimum, it's hard to live a free life or a fulfilling life knowing that you have to have a constant anxiety bubble in the back of your head, because if something goes wrong, there's really nobody on your side. And a lot of people might be thinking, hey, that's just how business works. You kind of got to fight for yourself. Jokingly, when we started the process, I told my sister, hey, this is going to happen. I'm going to have to fight back to actually get the whole thing replaced. I was saying that from previous experience, hoping that I would be proved wrong. But the second she said that they were going to repair it instead of replace it, I'm making it my mission to get it replaced and get what I'm owed. But it sucks that I know that I have to fight back to even get my voice acknowledged. I know that I might be the little guy. I'm not a corporation. I'm not the richest person in the world. But why do I have to fight you to just get you to do your job? And I really wish I trusted my gut, because the lady came into the house petting my dog, really getting too comfortable with my dog. If I would really be honest now, knowing what I know, if I knew she was going to stiff me over $3,000, then I might not let her pet my dog or hold him. You know, those are only things people that are not trying to screw me over can do. But you live and you learn, you know. I already knew the whole fake HR routine. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you guys, was all a play to get me to put my guard down. But she seemed really nice. And you try to be a human sometimes. But I keep realizing in America, when you do business, you are not a human. You are a dollar sign. You are prey. And if you're not protecting yourself, nobody else is. Consumer rights in America are piss poor, and everybody's acting in their own self-interest and their shareholders' self-interest. So the $3,000 difference in a repair and replacement that they would never really even realize is viewed as a percentage marker. And they can say, well, we saved an extra 40% on payouts to insurance holders, and the shareholders are going to be so happy seeing that. But what does that mean? That means another family left to deal with a problem that they didn't have anything to do with longer than they should. And this is just an AC unit. Like, I know this might sound like the most first world problem in the world, but imagine if this was your house getting destroyed by a tree or a storm. You work your entire life to buy that house, and instead of paying you the value of your house, the value that you pay for on your coverage year to year, decades if you have a mortgage, they try to give you 75% of the value of your house, or 60%. It's like, what am I paying for? And you know what you're paying for. You're paying for something that on the off chance that it happens, that you're protected. It's not every day you have a hurricane, but the one day that you do, you might want to have insurance, right? And being a responsible adult, a responsible citizen, taking care of your duty, you still get screwed over. And like I said, this video is going up on Monday, so by the time you're watching this, I'm on the phone with insurance fighting my case to why this is nonsense. And I've expressed to my family, because I know how this goes, and you know, anyone that's dealt with insurance knows how this goes. We might be without AC for another week, maybe two, depending on how they want to drag their feet. And to them, it's dollars and cents, but to us, it's a 90-degree house on the daily. It's impossible to sleep in, and it's been colder actually. It's supposed to get hotter as the week progresses. But yeah, it's way too hot to sleep in. 90 degrees, the fans aren't blowing around new air, it's just hot air getting blown around. And it's like, how are you gonna cook? You can't use the oven. Just turning on the fire in a 90-degree house makes it hotter. So it's a whole process, and you know, you've probably been without AC. Probably not the first person, right? But what am I paying for? You have to get home insurance. Everybody has to find a home insurance. Because everybody has to have it, they end up having too much leverage in the market and can just keep raising prices. When they raise prices, you go to the next person, same thing happens, and they still don't honor the contract. This is just a very weird video. I know we're talking about insurance, but it's affected me. Like, this is crazy. I was trying not to bring it into next week. You know, I kind of like to get things off my chest and off my mind, start Monday fresh, but this is gonna follow me well into Monday. It's gonna follow me probably into the rest of the week. I hope it doesn't go further than that, but it sucks that I have to get ready for the long haul, and everyone in the house does. It's like dealing with insurance is actually like going to war. I have to tell the house, hey, we might have to go to battle to get the money that we're owed. It's just like, why, man? On top of the usury, on top of just the lying and what the products contain, they poison you with the food, the drinks are deadly, the service is trash, and the insurance is predatory. They talk about why Gen Z is losing hope, and it's just like, even if it does work out, you're just earning money to be preyed upon. You're a small fish and you're walking around with bait, and it's just like, yes, please bite me. And this is the life they're trying to sell you. Hey, live a normal life. These are good things. Pay into these faceless companies that you'll never meet face to face, but hey, when you're at your lowest, they're gonna come and help you. Going to a loan shark is more productive, because at least you know with them, that loan comes at a cost. You're gonna get destroyed if you don't pay the loan back. But with insurance, you pay in for an indefinite amount of time, and when it's time to use them, it's just, hey, we got $3 for you, man. I don't know what you expected. And it's at the same time that you're dealing with higher gas, higher food, higher cost to breathe air. It's like, oh, okay, let me go get ripped off at this scenario too. I don't know, I might be just dragging it, but this is what I've been dealing with. I wanted to have more videos up last week, but it's just been entirely too hot to do anything related to technology. Just makes the house way too hot. It's supposed to rain later in the week. Hopefully that brings some relief. I doubt it, but I'm gonna try my best to have more videos up. I hope you can understand what I'm going through. And yeah, it's been a weird week. It's just been weird overall. I hope you guys are having a better week and a better time. This will pass, but I just thought I had to share this because it makes no sense how you run a country solely based on ripping people off at every avenue, and then wonder why the people in your country are upset at everything you do and everything that you've built. I gotta get over the crisis that this no AC has put me in. But if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know down below in the comments. I do read the comments. Is insurance the best business model ever because you pay into it for life and get nothing out of it? Or has it been the vehicle that's hijacked American democracy? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to join the channel. Every subscription is a treat for my dog. Don't forget this. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Until next time.